Welcome to this month's General Engineering Pro News Roundup. My name is Melissa and here are our top stories. A new agreement called the Atlantic Partnership for Advanced Nuclear Energy will bring together businesses from the UK and the US to supercharge the expansion of nuclear power in both countries. It is anticipated that one major development from the new agreement will decrease the time needed for a nuclear project to obtain a licence to 2 years. Currently, it takes roughly 3 to 4 years. Energy Secretary Ed Miliband commented on the developments, saying, "We're kickstarting a golden age of nuclear in this country, joining forces with the US to turbocharge new nuclear developments and secure the technologies of the future." Researchers at Oklahoma State University have received $25,000 in funding to investigate the state's natural hydrogen reserves. The team will survey deposits of geologically formed hydrogen gas, also known as white hydrogen, which Prem Bakina, a professor of petroleum engineering who is leading the research, has described as an emerging frontier in clean energy. The project was one of 8 to receive funding from the Ham Institute for American Energy and will run until July 2026. The Australian government has selected 16 renewable energy projects as part of its capacity investment scheme, which will deliver 4.13 gigawatts of dispatchable capacity by the end of 2029. The scheme, which received 124 proposals in its third tender, supports meeting the national goal of delivering 40 gigawatts of renewable and dispatchable capacity by 2030. Chris Bowen, Minister for Climate Change and Energy, said, "This is the latest step in the Albanese government's plan to rebuild Australia's energy grid into the modern, reliable and fairer system we need." Jesus Gonzalez, Paul Negulescu and Michael Welsh have received the 2025 Lasker Clinical Medical Research Award for the development of a life-saving cystic fibrosis treatment. The treatment is called Trikafta and consists of a 3-drug combination which has transformed the lives of over 90% of patients with cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a rare genetic disorder that typically affects the lungs, intestines and pancreas by coating them in an abnormally thick mucus, resulting in inflammation, recurrent infections and progressive organ damage. Trikafta was approved by the FDA back in 2019 and has gone on to dramatically reduce the number of lung transplants and hospitalisations. Drydocks World has announced its EPC contract win from Amigo LNG for the world's largest floating LNG facility. The project, which will be operational in the second half of 2028, will be located in Mexico's west coast. Drydocks World will use its Dubai yard to convert 2 LNG carriers into floating storage units and build 2 new floating LNG barges. By providing more than 4.2 million tonnes per annum, it will exceed any existing floating LNG project worldwide. Offshore inspections might be given a robotic helping hand thanks to a new Tentacle-like underwater robot that can interact with offshore structures safely. The collaboration between the UK's National Robotarium and Sinai Cymatech in Brazil uses special sensors to help understand its positioning and shape underwater, enabling it to make precise movements even in turbulent conditions. Rowan Miller, project manager at the National Robotarium, said, "Creating a solution that fundamentally changes how we can approach underwater inspection tasks opens new possibilities for safer, more precise interaction with critical subsea infrastructure and potentially transform how we maintain and protect our offshore assets for decades to come." That's all we've got time for today. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn at NES Fircroft for your daily dose of engineering news, career advice and job vacancies. See you next time for our Engineering News Roundup.